Now I know for a fact each and every one of you has felt sadness at some point in your life. It's inevitable. Every person on this planet experiences sadness throughout their lifetime. It's just part of being a human being. But there's a line that has to be drawn when it comes to a normal sadness and an abnormal sadness. The line is what is known as depression. TNFonline.com says that depression is a mood disorder that comes in many forms and different levels of severity. And it can have a huge impact on how people think and feel throughout their daily activities. Depression as a mental disorder has always intrigued me, and me being a college student myself and curious about what exactly depression is, I have extensively researched the topic. Today, I will be going over what exactly depression is, how it is seen specifically in college students, and how it impacts college students. To begin, let's start with the question, what is depression? So what is depression? This is actually quite a difficult question to answer because it's so complex. I could just restate the definition of what depression is, but it doesn't give you enough information. Depression can vary and can look different for each person. Common symptoms of depression are insomnia, increase or decrease in appetite, lack of motivation, losing pleasure in something you once loved, and more. Now, I say these are common symptoms, but many can have extremely different symptoms and may not have any of the common symptoms. ScienceDirect.com states that different clinical presentations can qualify as having a depressive syndrome of seemingly equivalent severity, even though the clinical significance of the presentations can vary markedly. Again, depression can look different for each person. I want to note again that depression is not just situational sadness that lasts a day or two. For a person to properly be diagnosed with depression, they must be experiencing symptoms that alter their functioning as a person on a day-to-day basis, and they have to be experiencing these symptoms for at least 2 weeks. Now, if there's any upside to depression, it's that it can be treated. Once a person is diagnosed, there are steps such as medication and therapy that can help and even stop depression. Now that we know a little bit more about what depression is, I want to take a closer look specifically at depression in college students. We are told that college is supposed to be the most amazing time of your life. Aside from the academic aspects of college, it's where you're supposed to be free, make lifelong friends, and have a good time. And I wonder, why is it that more and more students are being diagnosed with depression every year? I wonder why, but actually it should be no surprise why students are continuously being diagnosed with depression. Students are having to face financial stress, drug and alcohol use, an increase in social media, academic stress, and more. Students have to face balancing social life, school, and their well-being, and it isn't easy. And the loss of balance in these things can trigger depression. But what causes depression is also a difficult question to answer. AffordableCollegesOnline.org states that although there are many reasons why students may become depressed, there's not one clear-cut cause to it. I can go on and on about possible causes because there are so many. And on top of the usual causes of depression in college students, the recent COVID-19 pandemic has added a whole new set of challenges. Depression has dramatically increased in the past year, and it has heavily been connected to lack of social interaction, students being worried about their friends and family, and an increase in technology. Needless to say, there are many different causes to depression. Now that we've gone over what depression is, the causes of depression in college students, I want to now take a look at the impacts of depression in college students. Depression can impact students' daily life and how they think and feel throughout their activities. And sadly, those who suffer from depression, suicide is placed on the table. Suicide is the second leading cause of death in college students. And while not everyone with depression has suicidal thoughts, it is the case for some. Not only can suicidal thoughts be an impact of depression, but also academic failure. NCBI.gov states that mental illness is the leading impediment of academic success. And it makes sense. Many who suffer from depression also suffer from a lack of motivation, which accounts for a lack of studying and a lack of listening, both crucial parts to academic success. Now, not only can suicidal thoughts and academic failure be an impact of depression, but also relationships can be hindered by depression. Many will take themselves away from social life, which can have a negative impact on their relationships with their friends, their family, and their professors. Clearly, there are many impacts, and not everyone will be impacted the same, but we have gotten a glimpse of just a few of them. Let's recap. Today, you have learned what depression is, how it can be caused in college students, and the impact it has on college students. And although there are no point-blank answers, I've given you the tools to be able to decipher these things. Thank you.